Hi, I'm Mary Grube, and we're going to make pizza today. A really quick version of pizza using frozen bread dough. So the first thing you do is just get yourself some frozen bread dough. I'm using whole wheat today, and you just leave it in your refrigerator overnight, and when it defrosts it becomes really puffy, just like this. And I've got a whole pack here, a 3-pound pack, and so I've divided it up between 3 rimmed sheets that I've lined with parchment paper. And the first thing to do would be to just give the parchment paper a little spray. The best place to do that is over the sink, not over your floor or over your stove. So for obvious reasons, on the stove it makes a mess, and on the floor you might slip and get hurt. So I'm going to go over here to the sink. That's it. Give it a quick spray, and now we can get started. So I've got these divided up, and the first thing I'm going to do is just start working it. Now, of course, you don't need to wear gloves for this, so I never use a rolling pin. I really don't feel that it's necessary to do that. This dough is so simple to work with. Pizza dough is as well. You can pull it and stretch it and get it as thin as you want. I like to do mine on these sheets like this. I find it's really easy. They fit into my oven well. And that way, if there happens to be any spillage, it really isn't that big of a deal. So I kind of just hold the dough and push. And the same, if this was homemade pizza dough, the same would be it. Now, there's a little hole right there, as you can see. Don't worry about it. Just patch it or leave it, doesn't matter. You can, we're going to cook these in the oven at about 425 degrees, but these, you could also grill this. Make a grilled pizza, and it's been so warm lately that that's kind of fun too. And you can make them in the same way. You can make individual pieces. I've grilled calzone this way. So I am going for the same size as my pan. I'm not even going to worry about an edge, leaving like a crust, but if, for an edge of the crust, but if you like that, then add it. It's going to be up to you. All you have to do is just roll the pizza, this crust. Now, like I said, this is just bread dough, so it's very economical. It can feed a lot of people with 3 pizzas. And you can tell that this would easily go a lot bigger. So this is maybe about 1/4 of an inch thick all over. And I'm even using the sides of my hands to just kind of push it out. Okay. Now, if I wanted to make an edge, see there's a hole, I'm not worried about it. I'm just going to push the dough right onto it. Okay, if I wanted to make an edge, all I'd have to do is just roll it in like this and make a little edge of the crust and do that all the way around. But I'm not going to be doing that. Okay, so let me do these others, and that'll only just take a minute. Okay, all right, so here I have the doughs spread out. This one does not have an edge, and this one has a slight edge. So I've got some sauce here, which is simply tomato paste with some water, a bit of oregano, garlic granules, some sugar, about a teaspoon of sugar to balance the acidity of the tomato sauce, about 1/2 cup of water, and some dried oregano. So this is, and you just let it sit 1/2 hour to an hour. Okay, so I'm going to spread this onto the crust, however much you like. Or if you don't want sauce, then you could use olive oil. You could have this be a gluten-free option by using a gluten-free crust, obviously. I'm just going to spread it on. Now, I am not a huge sauce fan, and because this is made with tomato paste, it's pretty intensely flavored, so keep that in mind. It smells really good, though. Okay. So now I'm going to just top it with an assortment of cheeses. I've got some mozzarella, and I've got some cheddar, and I've also got some nice feta cheese. Now, I like that combination because the feta kind of brings out the flavors of the other cheeses. Obviously, pizza, the sky's the limit. It's if you have some nice fresh herbs in your garden, if you have some leftover vegetables in your refrigerator, okay, those are great. Just however much cheese you like. I'm not going to use this much cheddar. Obviously, this is a nice, naturally occurring bright orange color, but if white cheddar is great too. Okay, so anyway, you just want to top this with feta cheese too. I like that, and it gets kind of browned and delicious. Another thing you can do is just take either your spray or a little olive oil on a brush or your hand and put it along the edge if you choose to do that. Okay, so that's it. All right, so this is going to go into our preheated 425-degree oven about 15 minutes, and we'll show that when we're done. Okay, so it's been around 12 minutes, so we're going to check it early rather than wait, because it's a lot easier to let something continue to cook than it is to fix it once it's burned. So let's go ahead and check that. And yeah, it looks great. Okay, it's nice and golden and bubbly, and that's it. Now, this will keep great. Of course, it's cold pizza, right? So you just slice it up and you're good to go. You can add some additional toppings, like maybe some basil. I have here. I also have something that's kind of different. I have some salami that I've cooked on the stove, not even 5 minutes total, and it doesn't just defat it. It gets really crispy, and you can crumble this over the top of your pizza, and you can do the obvious things like pepperoni, additional cheeses, and at this point you could use a nice salt and just give it a little tiny bit, kind of crush it between your fingers. I have some coarse gray sea salt here, and just crush it between your fingers. And that's it. Pepper if you like too. So we're all good to go. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.